What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Give it a couple minutes for somebody to come in. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Hopefully, you can hear me. Check 1, 2. YouTube, we live. Okay, that's what's up, Mr. Extra. I appreciate that. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, that's what's up, Mr. Extra. All right, so we in here. Let's see. Slide this over a little bit so I can get in here good. So, thanks for joining, everybody. My name is LT. This is Views on Twos. It's my first time going live. So let me see. This extra show. Southern Boys. What's going on, Southern Boys? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, so we in here. This is my first live. My first live. So we're gonna see what's up, mom. I told the wife I was going live at 4:00 today. My first live. I've been on other people's lives, but I haven't been on my own live. So I'm here just seeing what it do. What it do, Southern Boys Ride. What's up, man? I appreciate you checking in with us. Mr. Extra, I appreciate you checking in. This is I'm not new to the camera, I'm not shy to the camera, but I'm new to actually doing lives myself on my own channel. This is just a little year in review. I'm here. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Yo, cool. What's up, Derek? World famous cooler in the chicken. Chicken in the cooler, excuse me. I always say that wrong. All right. Appreciate you guys. What is that? There she go. Keisha Mitchell. That's what's happening. Guys, hey, look, this is the year in review. Year in review. So you ride motorcycles. I don't have anything specific that I'm trying to drive home today, but just a few things. First off, how many miles did you ride this year? Did you ride your motorcycle? How many miles did you ride? Did you ride? Thanks, Mr. Extra. I appreciate that. Good looking. So, did you ride your motorcycle this year? Did you get as many miles in that as you hoped that you were going to get in? This year has been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year for everybody. If you've had a crazy year, or if you've had a year, or if 2025 has been a year, type in 2026. Type 2026 if you're ready for 2026. Which it's they're just days, but we know that when we set goals, chicken in the cooler. Hey, it's everybody wish world famous chicken and cooler a happy birthday today. That's my best friend out of Houston, Texas. Derek Vic. That's my guy. Yeah, so he said he got about 12 miles this year. That's piss poor, sir. because I know you had time to ride your motorcycle. He don't work about 4 days a month. But yeah, man, we got a year in review. Let's see. Southern Boys Ride said I rode, but nope, didn't get the miles or the destination I wanted to hit in 2025. Hey, you still got 2026. 2026 is coming. So if you didn't get what you want to get this year, you still got time to get it next year. The main thing is we're all planning to ride. We're all planning to ride. We want to ride and just have a good time enjoying your bike. Let me see who is this? Who is this? Hey, this is going pretty good, guys. Yo, I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Metallic Maniac 2080. He said I drove across country last month and saw 2, maybe 3 motorcycles early November. Hey, everybody don't ride all year round, bro. Everybody don't ride all year round. So it's only a select few of us that get out there when that temperature start dropping. Some people can't, some people ain't. Some people can't, some people ain't. But we want to, as much as possible, get out there, enjoy yourselves. It's surprising when you don't see a lot of motorcycles, especially like on nice days. I mean, we get the days where the weather is not that great, or it's not that good, but the days when the sun is shining, it's nice out there, the temperature is good, and you don't see no bikes, you got to wonder, hey, where they at? Chicken in the Cooler said, ride with yourself ain't no fun. It's cool, but not fun. I get that too, man. Some people rather ride solo. Some people want to ride with other people. So, I mean, you gotta pick your riding style or what you want to do. Now, I do know that if I was in Texas or if Chicken in the Cooler was here, that he would definitely get more miles than he be getting because he'll be here with me. So, but hey, that ain't happening right now. I ain't moving and he ain't moving. So let's see. Metallic Maniac said he thought it would be a lot out there in the Midwest riding. Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, so Metallic, was it a destination that you was trying to ride, or you just wanted to get out there and ride across country, or were you going to a specific place, or what? Route 66, I see that. So we see people riding. I mean, did you get the riding in that you want? Hey, Mr. Extra, hey, riding to Texas, bro. That riding to Texas is like riding to a whole nother world, bro. You ride a motorcycle to Texas about 3 days straight, you still ain't left Texas. But you're right, we do got to go down there and put Derek on his motorcycle. Yo, so what's your biggest riding accomplishment this year? What's the biggest thing that you guys did on your motorcycle that you didn't think that you were gonna do, or you kind of surprised yourself in doing it? We ride, we talk to people, we plan stuff, but we just never know. He said I drove a truck back from Baltimore to LA, California. Okay, that's what's up. Let's see. Riding alone with people. Yeah, a lot of people like riding alone. Now, me and Mr. Extra ride a lot together, but I never discount riding alone or riding by myself. It's just fun. It's fun to ride with somebody that has like interests that you have too, but riding by yourself, you can stop at any time. You can move how you want to move. It's almost like sitting on the couch by yourself. You can change the channel if you want to. You can go to the bathroom, go get something to drink. Don't worry about somebody else. You don't have to worry about others coming in or having any say of what you want to do. Let's see. I know on my jigs it would never happen. Oh, hey, I know. I met somebody at a ride to eat, and they did a was it a Jixer? Well, anyway, they rolled a crotch rocket. They rolled a crotch rocket across country, and they have done it a couple times. And I was like, bro, you better than me. Oh my god, it's crazy. Um, Nashville to LA in 2 days, clean draws. Hey, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I love it. I love it. Hey man, I appreciate y'all showing up for me today. I appreciate y'all showing up in this live. This is my first live that I've done, and I'm just trying to get more acclimated. Y'all know I can do the videos. I can pull over on the side of the road and do my view on twos while on twos. And this is just something new. It took me a minute to figure out how to get it functioning or whatever, using StreamYard or whatever, but the free version. So maybe I'll step it up. I get with like some of y'all, get advanced like some of you guys, and I can do the paid version so I can start to build my repertoire as far as my going live and my actual podcasting and stuff. Let's see. Clean jobs can makes people birthday close to Christmas. Christmas a party file. Merry birthday. No. Hey, clean draws. Me and Cooler Chicken, we've been friends since ninth grade. And he hate the fact that his birthday is right behind Christmas because that lessens his birthday, because he had to share his presents with everybody else. So let me see. Bucket list since the 80s. What's the most I could ride to California? Hey, that's what's up. I did Talentmania. I did coast to coast. Me and one of my coworkers, Robo, we did it about 3 years ago. We did coast to coast. We did Big Sarge's challenge, which is I-10 end to end challenge, and you have to stay on the I-10 the entire route. You could do it. There's no time frame, but you can stay on it the entire route. So we did that. We went to Jacksonville, Florida. We got on I-10 and we went out to Santa Monica Pier, California, which was, man, that was probably one of my most memorable trips that I've ever done. Doing that. Besides the first time I rolled out to the West Coast, I went to Soul Brothers anniversary out in Phoenix, Arizona. And when I left there, I rolled out there with Rare Breed. I rolled out there with Snowman and probably 12 15 Rare Breeds, and then a couple of my one of my club sisters at the time. We rolled out there, but coming back, I rolled back with some Kings of the South. And y'all check this out. So on my way home, I pretty much rode the entire ride back. So it took me roughly, I think, about 27 hours. I rode back from Phoenix, Arizona. And let me see. So we left that morning. We left that morning coming back. I'm going to get to some of these comments in a second, but we left that morning coming back. So we rode all day into the late night, and then we were about to stop at about we were in Texas and we were about to stop. So they called, said, "Hey man, we're about to get a room." But that was my first time. That was my first time riding all the way across to. That was my first time riding all the way across, and man, across the country. And man, when I tell you I was geeked, so I was feeling it in a way that I told him, "Hey, I say I'm going to keep going." So, and mind you, I wasn't on the road glide. I was on a Fat Bob, which is a Dyna. I was on a 2009 Fat Bob CVO, and I had the windshield on it. But man, when I tell you I was riding, I rode all night. I stopped at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I started about 6 o'clock in the morning at a Love's, and they had I think it was a Hardee's inside the Love's. So I went inside the Love's, and I I went inside the Loves and I had my bag, with my personal stuff, and I had my bag and I put it on the table and I put my head down. So about 6 o'clock to about 7:30, I woke up at 7:30. I got back on the bike and I pushed it on in back to Atlanta. So I can honestly say I've rode pretty much straight through from Phoenix, Arizona, back to Atlanta.
You're not
So
gonna do that again. You're gonna stop and get some rest.
and the wife said I'm not doing that again. Because I'm telling you, man, it was taxing. Like when I was geek, but I tell you what, when people say that they felt like it was they had like an out of body experience, I can honestly say that I've done that before, because while I was riding and I was probably asleep, but it was still dark. It was maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning riding through Texas, which I really shouldn't have been doing, because if y'all seen them big, whether jackrabbits or whatever that be out there and stuff and whatever else. But at one point I was riding and it was almost like I was looking at myself, seeing I was looking at myself, seeing myself ride, riding. So it was like I'm sitting here watching myself, but I'm watching myself riding. And man, when I tell y'all, it was an amazing experience. But like I said, I wouldn't do that again, riding straight through. But I definitely want to go back across country. And I know Extra, that's one of the things that Mr. Extra wants to do. So we're definitely going to do that real soon. Let's get to some of these comments. Let's see where we at here. Right now, two GQs Unleash the Peace. Yeah, to meet a lot of folks. Extra and his wife, and many others great event. Yeah, GQ's Release the Peace ride. That's a great ride. I love that. Somebody Clean Draws got a birthday coming up January 4th. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Let's see. Used to ride hard as a younger man. Now I'm no longer a sport cruiser. Crotch rocket hurts. Yeah, they hurt. Boy, look. And all this stomach I got, I can't even, man, I can't, it ain't even a thought about riding a doggone crotch rocket for me. Shoot. January 16th, 67. That's what's happening. 67. So let's see. My wife is 56. So you be 57 in January. That's what's happening. Let's see. Miss says views trips. Let's get 5 trips this year. One of them, the Sturgis. Me and Extra definitely talked about Sturgis. Wait for y'all to get the text info. Meet y'all in Dallas, Oklahoma. Anybody else wants to jump in? Yeah, that's definitely on our radar for this year, is to go to Sturgis. Not necessarily to go out there for several days, but to ride through Sturgis, but to do all the riding that comes with it. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Southern Boy Ride. Oh, damn, we got a lot of January birthdays. Got a lot of January birthdays. That's what's happening. Capricorn streaming. Yeah, Capricorn's in the house. Let's see here. He said, "Don't tell my age." My bad, dog. All they gotta do is count. You put it out there. You put it out there. Oh, my wife said, "Don't tell her age." Hey, hey, my wife is a couple years my senior, but she don't look like it. She never has. I used to love going to amusement parks. We would take the kids, and it was a guaranteed prize every time when we go to the guess my age booth, because they never got it. They never got it. Let's see. Also a truck driver like you actually. Yeah, we truck drivers banging out those miles easy since I moved from Nashville to LA. I make it a point to go back home every year on the ground. Hey man, that's what's happening, Clean Draws. Yeah, that's definitely when you're a truck driver. Yeah, I'm a truck driver. Extra's a truck driver. And there's probably some more in here. Whenever you get out there, whenever you ride all the time, it's just it just come. Riding hours don't even make a difference. Now it is a difference when you own a motorcycle versus in a vehicle, but you're used to riding those miles. Some people just don't like distance riding. Um, if you somebody that prefer distance riding, type distance in the comments for me. You know, a lot of people just don't. A lot of people just don't get it, but this is where it's at for me now. I like riding country roads, back roads, the surrounding areas, but going going across state lines, going across different states, looking at different terrain and stuff. And I feel like I'm not up here to necessarily talk about um the motorcycle set or what it is, but I will say I think that it's changing in the sense that uh, even though people want to do miles or people like to get miles in, they're learning how to enjoy. They're learning how to enjoy these distance riding. They're learning how to um, they're learning how to stop and smell the roses, take the picture, smile, put the sticker up or whatever. It's something to be it's something to be said about that, and I think that a lot more people that are riding that it used to be like when I first got on the motorcycle set, it used to be, ground pound, ride. But at the same time, now with a lot of the people that I hang around, is getting those miles in. But in a sense, it's different because they're not getting up, they're not saying, let's pound, 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 pound. They're saying, what did you see when you was pounding? Because we pass a lot of area on these bikes that if we don't stop and check it out or stop and enjoy what we're seeing, then sometimes there's things lost. There's something to be lost. So I just feel like, um, yeah, Metallic. It definitely depends on the motorcycle. You definitely need a motorcycle. Hey, type what kind of motorcycle you have. Um, in a comment in the chat. Type what kind of motorcycle that you're riding right now. If you got more than one, put them up there. If you got several, put them out there. We want to know. And then just type which one you prefer. Let's see. Clean draw say I'm trying to hit everything on the East Coast. GQ's main to also get a lobster. Key West, everything. Yep. We got to go down to Key West. Let me tell y'all, that ride to Maine was amazing. It was hot as 100 degrees, but it was amazing, man. I tell y'all, so that trip was I even though this year has been a real trying year, I got some good riding in. And what I mean by trying year, I get into that, maybe I won't, but it's just been a lot. But going riding to Maine, it was therapeutic. It was what I needed. A lot of times when I do a ride, it's so crazy. Again, I work for the film industry. The film industry has slowed down tremendously. So y'all pray for me because since I have pivoted. I started a logistics company. So I'm praying that goes well. I know that will go well. So y'all just keep that in mind. The name of it is the Well Logistics Solutions. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still with the film industry, but I started to do that as well because things are just getting a little crazy. But back to the trip that I went to Maine. Let me go through these comments, then I'll tell y'all a little bit about Maine. Let's see. Is a trike a motorcycle? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now a Can-Am is not. Well, I don't know. That's debatable. Definitely not a what you call those things like the cars with the wheel in the back. That ain't no motorcycle. But yeah, I think a trike is a motorcycle. Independent trike, the two wheels in the back and the one in the front. Let's see, clean draws, 23 Road Glide, low ground standard, with a little motor work. Oh yeah, I got a little something in there too. Yeah, ask Miss Asher about it. Okay, working on the color match lowers and hey, if you got any questions, get with Miss Extra. He hate when I tell people that, but when I tell you, he know what to get and where to get it. Let's see, Connecticut, so long to go through. Yeah, Connecticut is a long state to go through as well. Yeah, but it ain't as big as Texas, but yeah, let's see. And I know you guys can see the comments, but I'm just putting them up so y'all know what I'm reading or whatever. Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad and Suzuki Boulevard, but Nomad named Godzilla is my travel bike. Hey, that's what's happening. Boulevard travel bike. I looked at those. Was it the Vulcan that I looked at? And those are nice, man. Those are nice. I know, people be hating on, what people ride and stuff. Man, as long as you ride and you love your bike, if you like your bike, I love that for you. Yo, so that's what it is. A Lowrider ST, big ups from Detroit all day, my guy. That's what's happening, Bobby Williams. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for chiming in, bro. Thanks for chiming in. Yo, so let me talk about my trip to Maine for a little bit. So we were filming. What were we filming? Still Magnolias, I think. Not Still Magnolias. What's the name of that show? Anyway, my wife would chime in because my wife is in the film industry too. So honey, if you're still watching, what's the show we just finished or whatever? But we had a week off, so we went black for a week, meaning we weren't filming. So the production actually went to New York to film for a week. So when they went to New York, I was telling my wife, I said, hey, I think I'm gonna ride my motorcycle. And her best friend, who actually passed, like I told y'all, this year has been a rough year, but she was still here. Her best friend was up in Woodbridge, Virginia. So my wife flew to visit her, and I got on the bike and I said, I'm gonna take a trip. I'm going to Maine to get a lobster, because I had told myself a long time ago, or a couple years ago, I said I'm gonna ride to Maine to get a lobster because I have on the map. If y'all can see that map right there, like I have all of the bottom states all the way across, and now I have all the ones up in that area right there. So I still need the Midwest. I still need those states. So I got Chicago and stuff like that on my bike. When I say I got those states, I've ridden through those states on my bike. So my trip to Maine was extra. I told Extra about it. Extra is an owner operator, not to put his business out there. You never forget bucket list, right? So Extra is on operator. So I had told him probably a day or two before that I was going to go on the trip, and he wanted to go, but he had too much stuff on his schedule, so he couldn't make that trip. I didn't give him enough time. But so what happened on this ride was he said, hey, I do want to get some riding in. So what we did was we went up and we did a tour. If you saw my video, the video is called All Things Big Tour. So we looked up a few big monuments, like oversized monuments, like the big dresser drawer and stuff like that. If you look down my Instagram page, you'll see the pictures. So we did a tour of that. So what we did was we went up on the western part of North Carolina, and we went all the way across North Carolina. We made stops. Like it was pretty much a full day of riding. And then I rode with Extra back down to the south of the border. And then we split up. So Extra came back home. So he did like 1,000 miles that day. And he came back home, and I went up to my hometown, which is Goldsboro, North Carolina. So I spent the night in Goldsboro, North Carolina. And then from there, the next day, I rode up to Virginia Beach to one of my childhood friends, Latricia's house. So I rode to her house. I hung out with her for a few hours. We went to lunch, had a good, just a good visit. And then when I left her, I went to Michelle's house, which is where my wife was in Woodbridge, Virginia. And I stayed the night there, visited with Michelle, and rest in peace, Michelle. So I spent the night there, and from Woodbridge, Virginia, I rode from there all the way up to Maine. And that's where I got, if you look at my videos, you'll see I did a video of my trip to Maine. So I stopped there. I got to Maine. I had a lobster dinner. I asked Sharif Asadiq. If you don't know who he is, you need to look him up. He's pretty much been all over the country on his motorcycle. So I asked him where's a good place to get a lobster. So I, excuse me. So I did. I went and got the lobster, and I found a hotel room, which that part of Maine was like super nice. And I was gonna go up to the top of Maine and then come back down, but I picked the hottest day in Maine in like the past 7 years. It was gonna be 100 degrees the next day, which was crazy. Now, mind you, it was the trip from Woodbridge, Virginia, all the way up to Maine was like super hot. Let me back up. And if you saw the video, you may have already seen this, but I so when I as soon as I got to Maine, it was like somebody turned off the heat switch. I mean, it went like from 90 something to like 78, 79 degrees, which was crazy, man. So my ride into Maine was nice. I got the lobster dinner. I stayed that night. You know, my wife asked me, was I gonna go to the top of Maine? Because I wanted to go to the northernmost point, to the buoy up. I mean, to the lighthouse up there. I forget the name of it, but I told my wife, I said, no, it's supposed to be 100 degrees, so I'm gonna come back down because I was coming back to my uncle's house in Delaware. So I rolled back. I came through New York City. When I was passing through, I saw I was about 10 miles from Times Square. So I was like, yo, you can't ride through New York without riding your motorcycle to Times Square, you know, if you're not from the area. And so stopped through Times Square, went to my uncle's house, stayed with him, ended up staying with him for was it 2 or 3 days. I cut his grass. He's getting older, so I cut his grass, you know, did his hedges and stuff. I used to own a lawn business. Just had a good visit with him. Left there, went down to my cousin's house in Mebane, North Carolina. And he had just lost his wife. And then I visited with him, and then I went up to my other cousin in Charlotte. I stayed a night. Well, I actually stayed 2 nights with her, and then from Charlotte back to Atlanta. So I was going 7 days. Yo, it was an amazing trip. So I said all that to say, guys, you never want to, if you have something on your list that you want to do, definitely do it. Don't wait. Don't say, you know, I'm going to do it later. Don't put it off. If you can make it happen, make it happen. Don't wait for nobody either. If you wait for somebody to do it, if you wait for somebody to go, you're going to be waiting for a long time. It's like planning a ride, you know, through the city or, you know, to the next state or just to lunch or something. If you wait for somebody, a lot of times it won't even, you'll be like, man, where y'all at? Or, you know, everybody know you plan a ride, but when the closer you get to the ride, you might have 10 people. The closer you get to the ride, the more people be falling off. So I don't know. What's a ride that you wish you could have took this year, but you got held back for whatever reasons? Do anybody in here got any of those rides that they wanted to do this year but couldn't? Excuse me, get a little thirsty. I'm doing a lot of talking, which is the point of this live. But let's see. What do you guys? Let's see. What's a big pivot that you? Man, I've also started another. I have also started another YouTube channel. Let me put that in here. Let me see my new YouTube. Let's see. It was a productive year. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Let's see. Productive year. You missed GQ because you was guilty into going to a family reunion. Miss it. Hey man, hey, it happens. It happens. We have first of all, that weekend is a busy weekend for a lot of people. A lot of people got stuff going on. A lot of people got a lot of people got different stuff, family reunions, trips, kids getting out of school, it's just a whole lot of stuff. So you got to kind of try to prioritize how you ride or when you ride, and sometimes you gotta do that family stuff. Now, what I did 2 years ago, because in my hometown, Goldsboro, with Chicken in the Cooler, he'll tell you it's a big weekend, a big high school alumni weekend. So what I did a couple years ago was I went to GQ's event in New Orleans, or Slidell. I went to his event, which is 6.5 hours away, and then I left there and I rode to North Carolina, which that was a 12-hour ride from Louisiana to North Carolina. But man, I'm telling you, when you love the ride, it ain't no thing. So let me see. Visiting the track, yeah, I get that. Let's see, Skyline Drive. Skyline Drive, where Metallic Skyline Drive. A lot of twisties. Hey, who on here has done the dragon? Done the dragon? Who has done the pig trail? Anybody in here done the dragon and the pig trail? Let me know in the comments. A lot of twisties. If you hadn't done the dragon, you definitely want to get to the dragon. There's other rides that you can make, but that's definitely a good one. Let's see. Southern Boy Ride said, I got 2 trips I want to make. Unleash the Peace for a second time, and Traveling Tall, Run to the Hills for the first time, then whatever comes up. Yeah, I haven't been to Traveling Tall. That's a good event. I normally do, because I rock with GQ. I normally do his event. Let me say this too. Like, if you rock with somebody, the biggest thing you can do is show them support. Show them some support on what they're doing. Because let me say this. This is what me and my wife always believe. When people invite you somewhere, they don't have to invite you, whether it's a big event or it's a personal event. So we have to keep in mind that when we're invited to an event, then try to make it. If you can make it, if your schedule can allow, go to that event, because support is everything. And I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever you got something coming up and you invite somebody to come and they come, that's like the best feeling when you see their face, especially like when somebody took time out of their schedule to say, hey, I'm going to make your event. So in my estimation, that's real big. That's real big. We understand that schedules sometimes cross each other. Like my man had to go to the family reunion. I don't feel like, I know you said he was guilty in the going to the family reunion. I get that, but the thing about it is we always gonna be able to ride. A family reunion is a little different. And as I get older, I'm seeing the difference in family reunions and stuff. The families are, some of them, like ours used to be huge. Now they're getting smaller. One, the young people don't want to, us, the younger ones, they don't want to keep up. They're not trying to cook the food. They're not trying to do, keep up the activities and stuff. So family reunions are falling off. So we gotta make it a point. I'm a big proponent of making sure that you reach out to your family members, making sure that you make those events, make those family reunions, make those gatherings of your people, because time is not promised to us. If you follow me, you know that's what I'm about. I'm about family. I'm about going to see your loved ones, cherishing the times that you with them and all that. So I can get carried away on that stuff. Let's get back to some of the comments. The dragon is on the schedule. Yeah, you definitely got to do the dragon, bro. You definitely got to do the dragon. Bobby, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. We just just life in general will pass you by, and what you gotta make sure that you get with the make sure you getting with the people that want to that you want to see, because time is not promised. And just in saying that, not to dampen the mood, but time is not promised. Because let me tell you, like, my wife lost her aunt. Let's see, last November, my wife lost her aunt. I lost my aunt, my favorite aunt, in December, which I had just went and saw her like a couple of months before that. In February, my wife lost her mom. A couple months later, our nephew lost his mom by a tragic, a murder, suicide. Guy killed his mom, and then her husband killed his mom. I mean, killed my nephew's mom, and then killed himself. And then one of my niece, her best friend, which is, her mom, she lost her mom. And then my wife's best friend lost her mom, and then a month later she passed. So in like 10 months, man, we had like 6-7 deaths. So it's been crazy. So I just say that to say life is precious. If you're thinking about somebody, or if you love somebody, you gotta reach out to them. You gotta go see him. When nobody else don't do it, you do it. Call them, text them. If you're thinking about somebody, text them. If you're thinking about a friend that you haven't talked to in a minute, text them. See what's going on with them. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Matter of fact, I got a friend that I need to text. I thought about him this morning. I need to text him. Yuri Barnes. If you know, he played for Virginia Cavaliers, and we went to school together back in the day. But we really gotta take into account of the people in our circle. Southern Boys Rise. And tell you, I promised Slappy Adventures I was gonna make that route to Dragon with him, so that's on the list. Yeah, Slappy's a good dude. Hey, y'all put y'all mentioned some of y'all favorite content creators in the thing. So if these people, if the other ones in here don't follow, they can see those people and give them a follow. I'm not a there's enough. Let me say this. Thank you guys for taking your time to tune in to my live, because you're paying me with your time, and I appreciate you guys doing that. That's big. That's amazing. That's amazing that you guys are doing that, and I really appreciate it. Let me see. Hey, my other channel that I recently started, Faith in the Pivot After 50. Because I am, I'm 52, and like I said, the film industry has been super slow, and when it's good, it's great, but when it's not, it's not. So I have since started a logistics company, and I've also started this page because there's a lot of people in the that's going through different things. Now, mind you, I thought that show you page. I thought that the film industry was my last stop. Now, mind you, I'm not trying to go anywhere, because, like I said, the pay is also out, and I love the job, but it's just been super slow because a lot of the productions have been going overseas, especially after the strike happened, and then these productions are just trying to they're trying to pay less money for the same content, which hurts, but it is what it is. So I started my logistics company, and I'm trying to get that running full speed ahead. It's up and running, and it's doing decent, but I needed to do great. But my Faith in the Pivot, my new YouTube page, my Faith in the Pivot After 50, that's my new page. So when you guys get a chance, go over and check it out. I posted a few videos on it. I'm looking to grow that channel as well. But just talking to people that may have, like me, forced into having to pivot, or some people not necessarily understanding what the pivot in their life is, or all of you guys have made pivots before, and you may have not looked at them as a pivot, but it is. Just like when you pivot to do something else or to start something, start something different. So check that page out if you would. Check that page out. Let's see. I met a guy older than me that took our club back roads, Skyline Drive, super awesome ride, Fast Eddie. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, when you go to these events, Ride to Eat is a great event to go to if you want to talk to some people that have been pretty much everywhere. There's somebody, I would venture to say there's somebody at that event that has been to pretty much every state, all the good, the bad, and the uglies. So it's good to talk to people that may have a lot of experience riding or just going to different places, because I mean nobody knows it all, and the motorcycle community is huge, man. Like, we all know people that we never would have thought ride motorcycles. We see people riding in different kind of inclement weather, just being on YouTube now. And mind you, everybody don't post about their riding, so there's a lot of, I'm calling unsung riders, not necessarily heroes, but unsung riders that get out there and ride, and a lot of people don't even know that they're out there because it's not their thing to share. um the reason why I share views on twos is for two reasons. The things that I see on the motorcycle and the things that I think about. Because if when you ride motorcycles all the time, your mind is constantly thinking about other stuff. They say that if you got a motorcycle, you don't need a therapist. I'm almost to believe that's true. But let me say this: when I'm on the motorcycle, I'm riding, I'm thinking, and I'm praying. Jesus is my therapist. Now, could I talk to a therapist in the physical sense? I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could let them hold a lot of stuff, that is on my mind. But at the same time, when you're on that motorcycle, you just out there thinking about, stuff, thinking about, your next move, thinking about your next pivot, how you need to move, how you don't need to move, what went well, what didn't go well. So, I think there's a lot to it. There's a lot to riding motorcycles, um, and meeting people that have been where you want to go. Talk to people like Sturgis. When I was talking about Sturgis, I met a guy. I never forget. It was about 2 years ago. Me and my wife were at Houston's, and there was a police officer there. And were we on the motorcycle? I can't remember. Anyway, we started talking about motorcycles, and he said, "Yeah, if you go to Sturgis," he said, "Sturgis is cool." He said just do it for a day. He said, but all the riding that's around there, and he started to name off all the things that are around Sturgis that you could ride to, and go see. So talk to somebody talk to somebody that to get out there. Those people that ride. I mean, because you just never know. You just never know. Let's see. Check this out. I like watching Extra work on your bike. Hey man, Mr. Extra, Mr. Extra, that's my dude, man. I'm so glad. I just dropped the video yesterday. If y'all hadn't checked that out, check that video out. That was pretty much about me and Mr. Extra, our ride and friendship. Because again, there's different riders. There's club riders, there's independent riders, and then there's just group riders or whatever. It's just that whatever your fancy is, do that and enjoy it and be safe most of all. And smile at somebody. But and there's no but. Um I will say with Mr. Extra, he's very detailed. He's good at wrenching on bikes. He he said he's not for hire. I tell him he's for hire, but it depends on how much they will pay. but but yeah, it's, man, if you are lucky enough to find a Mr. Extra, and I know some of you guys rich, you know, as well. But if you're lucky enough to find somebody like a Mr. Extra or somebody else that can, you know, touch that bike with you and help you through some things. Like I say, I know how to do a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff, like I've never taken off the back wheel, you know, of my motorcycle. I've changed the brakes on the back wheel, but I've never taken the back wheel off. So, you know, Mr. Extra has helped me with that and just a lot of other stuff. And bro, he check out his videos. He polished my forks. You know, I got a 2019 Road Glide Ultra, which I had been looking at them forks. I was actually gonna send them to, I think it's Willie Shiny. I was actually gonna get some, you know how he got the exchange program or whatever out in Cali. I was gonna do that, but I left my bike at Extra's house and came back, and he done polished my forks. You know, so I don't even got them sent to Mr. Shiny or whatever. So my needless to say, my tab with Mr. Extra is getting pretty lengthy or whatever. But you know, hey, you know, I just supply him with good jokes and, you know, supply him with good jokes and, you know, buy him something to drink at the store, you know, when we stop for gas and, you know, we good. Yeah, but Extra is definitely somebody that I call him research and development because he got the goods. He know what he's talking about. Let's see, clean draws as a truck. A truck I've done all except haul cars and gas on the streets. I've been on the op now, drive for Walmart. Hey, that's what's up. Sure, I need to come drive for Walmart. The easiest truck drive ever, unless Amazon takes my last stop. Hey, you say that's the easiest trucking job ever? I'm gonna assume that you've never worked for the film industry. Bro, when I tell you that, man, oh my god, I love that job. If y'all want me to talk about it a little bit, you know, just drop it down in the comments. Yeah, drop it down what you want to know. You know, within reason, I'll let you know what it's about. But when I tell you, I love work for the film industry. I've been doing it about 9 years, and like I said, I thought it was my last stop. And we're praying that, you know, productions come back this way. But it's just been like super crazy, man. Like the old heads, like, and there's a hierarchy, you know, with Teamsters, you know. So of course the OGs, you know, they get the first call. It's really like 4 classes. You know, it's called something different, but this is what I'm gonna say. It's like seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, or whatever. So of course the seniors gonna get the first ones, the sophomores, then the juniors, then the sophomores, then the freshmen get the calls or whatever. But it's an amazing job. Excuse me. Let's see here. Catching up. Let's see. I always keep a few motorcycle mechanics friends. Oh, absolutely. You gotta find them mechanic friends. You gotta keep them on deck, man. Even if they don't touch them, but you just ask them questions about, you know, what they're doing, or, you know, what they got going on. Let's see. My new mechanic buddy has a patent fork system. Hey, that's what's happening. It has a patented fork system. What do you mean by that? You know, he know how to floss them out, or he got something else going on with that. Track experience is awesome. Hey, that's what's happening. Let's see, Bob Williams for sure. Let us know about it. All right, I got you, Bobby. Give me a second. Let me go through these comments. Trophies, plaques, new paper articles. Okay. Let's see. Blessing, bro. Great for Wilson, North Carolina. Wilson, right beside Goldsboro, my hometown. What's up, C1s? Yeah, man. So Bobby said, tell us about the film industry. All right, so here it go. Basically, in a week's time, like I was over the road. I was OTR before I started working in the film industry, and I got that job because I was at the right place at the right time, and God said, hey, tell Tim Mitchell about that job. The guy told me about it, and here I am. So the film industry, bro, we probably, on a busy week, and that's like when we got a lot of moves, we might drive 100 miles, 150 miles. It's crazy. Because you got to think about, say if they're filming here, and say if they're going to film here for 2 days. So basically, we drive from the stage to here. Here is where I'm at, or a location. And if we're going to film there for 2 days, I pull my foot. They call them a 48. 53-foot trailer. Well, they call them a 48. I pull my 48 up to wherever we park at, and then open my doors, and the crews work out of my truck for the full day. I operate the lift gate, if they need me to. If not, I'm just chilling. But we there all day. At the end of the day, if we're gonna be there for a couple days, then at the end of the day, we just close it up, drive my personal home, come back the next day, open up the truck, work out the truck. The crews work out the truck. And then say we move here, to the next location 10 miles up the road. We pack it up, we move there, we unpack and stay there for whatever time. So, man, by far one of the easiest jobs that I have ever done, and the best paying job I've ever had. I love it. My wife, she's a teamster as well, but she's DOT. She works in the office. But like I said, the industry is hurting right now because there's just not a lot of productions, and definitely not a lot of productions, enough work to go around for all of my teamster brothers and sisters. So that kind of sucks. But some of the other perks to that, Bobby, is because Bobby asked about it. He wanted to know, for sure, let us know about it. So in the morning at crew call, there's a full breakfast spread, bro. Like caterers, like the whole nine. You can either get your food, cook right there for you can either get your food cooked, right there in front of you, or they have a buffet line. 6 hours after that, they got a full lunch, full lunch spread. They got normally like four meats or four proteins and a vegan selection. And then it's full bar, salad bar, dessert bar, and everything like that. And mind you, we eat free, but we get a meal allowance every week for that. So I'm telling you, I'm thankful. I'm praying that the industry comes back, full effect, because it has definitely changed, me and my wife's life, in our paradigm as far as like how we move or how we can move. It's been a true blessing or whatever. But there's other stuff out there that's good as well. So like I said, I've started the logistics company. So I'm running that now, and I want that to be up full speed, before I get to my next show. But in a nutshell, that's some of the things that we see. You see it all happen. Yeah, man, we see it all happen. People think that making movies, watching it is fun. Is actually, unless you're seeing something getting blown up, or somebody thrown through a window or something like that. Is gets boring after a minute. Because if you let me just give this example. If you see a court scene like on the movie, and you see like all the people out there like walking by, like the actors or whatever, as they're walking by, once they get to a certain point, the director says cut, and they do reset, so everybody goes back, and then they'll do it again, and then he'll say cut, and then everybody goes back, and then it's the same thing, and they may do that several, a couple times to a few times or whatever. So that gets pretty monotonous. Now, what is exciting about it is the sets that they build, because there's warehouses, or there's productions all over Atlanta where you ride by them all the time and don't even know that they're actual studios, or they have studio sets inside, where you go inside, and just like this room right here, if they were filming in here, they would take pictures of all this stuff, and they may have only rented this spot for 2 days, but they might need this to be a recurring spot. So they will go build this room on the stage. So you can actually walking the stage and it looked just, I mean, identical to what you see here. So I mean, it's an amazing job. But you know, that's I just want to give you guys a little insight, little insight on that. Let's see, what celebrities have you met? Shoot, I've done several movies with Snoop Dogg, Jamie Foxx. Let's see, the movie Day Shift, Kingdom Business, They Clone Tyrone. I'm looking at my wall where I've done like movies. Stormwind. Let's see. Stormwind, They Clone Tyrone. That movie with the Mary Kay movie, I forget. But I've done several things that you guys know and don't know, whatever. But like I said, Jamie Foxx, Yolanda Adams, Kurt Franklin. That was all on Kingdom Business. Miss Pat, she's super cool, man. She funny. Owen Wilson, the dude on the dude on the movie to say, you know, he don't messed up, right? I forget his name, but he's used the F word or what they say. You know, he done messed up, right? Him, Giancarlo Esposito. I met all those cats, man. I'm telling you, it's a great job. Debbie Allen. They all around the trucks. Yep. Let's see. I appreciate you watch. Yeah, that's what's up. Let's see. Hey. What's up, Darren G? What's going on? Let me see. I live in Michigan, and I think because of lack of tax first has hurt us. I love Detroit, making me want to leave the South for real. Yeah, man. Those tax credits, man. I was talking to somebody about those the tax credits, and you know, one of the reasons why I got this from an inside person. One of the reasons why a lot of the productions are leaving too is because the tax credits, they used to get tax credits here, like whoever the higher ups are with the tax credits here, you know, with I'm talking about the movie industry with the tax credits, they used to be able to say you got say your budget is $100 and the taxes is going to be $30. Used to, they can film the movie, and you know, because they all have budgets like for each department and stuff, they can film the movie and then at the end of the movie pay the $30 tax credit. But that has since changed. So now whoever gets those monies, now they want their $30 up front. And then which leaves the production budget, you know, that $70 that they got to function out of. So if it, you know, putting that in the layman's terms, you got to think about, you know, because they can go through them, if they pay it on the back end, then they can deal with what they need to deal with budget wise, and then they can get those monies, you know, at the end. But like I said, the powers to be said, no, we need that $30 up front or whatever. You function off the 70, which is a little harder to function off the 70 versus the entire 100, you know, and pay it at the end. So that's kind of what, you know, where that came from or whatever. But it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Hey, what's up, Gail? Hey, you're not late. You right on time. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you. I mean, I've been having a good talk so far. Let's see. It's all right, brother. I was in Gatorade commercial. Very boring after a while. Great food and catering for. Cause see, like, yeah, that's what I told you. Like, it's cool, man. You know, when it comes out, but it ain't what you see. I mean, because a lot of times when they film, they might start at the end of the movie. You know, just depending on like because the actor may not be available, you know, to film at the end. So they might start the production pretty much filming the end scenes and then kind of skip around depending on the availability of the actors and stuff. So it's boring to watch, but it's amazing to see how they put it together. You know, I love the industry. I hope it never leaves, man. I mean, that's just honest. Short's got giant cable power video cameras. Oh yeah, yeah. Normally, you've seen it a little bit metallic. I normally most of the time I drive the Rigging Electric, which is the tractor with all the cables. Going by a scale, I wouldn't pass. Ask Mr. Extra. He been out there. He pulled up at one of our sets, and I showed him like all those the heavy, like the 4-aught cable and that, that heavy cable and stuff. That man, that cable it ain't for the weak, but it's got a lot of weight on it. And when my tractor is loaded down, it's loaded down, man. And I'm also a Genie op, so when they hook all those cables up to the actual generators, I'm the guy that turns the generator on and monitor the generator, which I've been blessed to, get in that position as well. So it's, man, I love it, man. Man, it's a great industry. You meet a lot of great people, people that's been in it for 20, 30, 40 years. I wish, like I said, I've only been about 9 years, but I wished I would have got in it, say 20 years ago. I really would be at the end. But again, I'm at the pivot, I'm at my pivot. So I'm trying to figure out, what's my next move, which is crazy because when you get to a certain age, it's like, okay, you're trying to start, winding some stuff down or whatever. But me, I'm finding myself figuring out my next move again, with my logistics company. So I'm just really trying to push that, and in hopes that it will get up to a certain extent where, I'm still working the film industry, but if I'm not working the film industry, I'm still okay. So I'm kind of in an in-between situation right now with that. But it's, I don't know. Let's see. They worked as though me and the other guy was a talent. We played one-on-one basketball scene. We both was the I bet y'all played basketball all day long. Yeah, man. Some of those scenes, some of those productions when they have people playing, or just playing or doing different things, you do it a lot. You do it a lot, and until they get the right take or until they get what they need, when they say, when sometimes you may be in the scene, or sometimes there's extras in the scene that they cut the scene got cut, or or it got, say it got dropped on the editing floor, or it didn't make the cut, it didn't make the reel, meaning that part that was in that part, they said, no, we're not going to use that, and they drop it out. So I don't know. I think it's kind of luck of the draw with some of the extras. Now the extras, I don't know if I would really care to do that, because they'd be out there all day long. Now, again, with me driving the tractor, once I pop that brake, I'm pretty much chilling for all day. Now, don't get it wrong. Now, we work basically 2 weeks a week and 2 months a month. And what I mean by that is we work as teams, as drivers, we work about 80 hours a week, Monday through Friday. So our days are 12 to 15 hour days, sometimes more. So the days can get pretty long, but it's real rewarding. Like I said, monetarily, because on the weekends you can pretty much do what you want to do. I mean, literally. But you're gonna be there. And then they got a thing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a term called Friday, whereas like during the course of the week, like the Monday, the clock pretty much turns during the week. So in the beginning of the week, we may go to work at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Tuesday, it may be 5:30, 6. Wednesday, it may be 8:30, 9. Thursday, it may be 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11. Mind you, we working like 15-hour shifts, or shooting like 15 hours or whatever. Then by Friday, crew call may be for us maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. just count 15 hours after 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What that put you at? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock Saturday morning. And if we roll back the stage, or we roll to the next site, then that's more hours. So a Friday coming in that late and we're going to get off in the morning, it's called a Friday. So it starts on the Friday, ends on the Saturday. So that's just a movie term, but it's just real interesting. Let's see. Gail said I was an extra in Austin, Texas, with Denzel and Meg Ryan. The film Courage on the Fire. Yeah, that was a cool movie. It's a really cool guy and short. He ran with bus, and that's how I got to stand apart. Hey, that's what's happening. Hey, sometimes it's just a matter of being in a certain place at a certain time. Let's see. Someone said they made our commercial into 2 parts, which was cool. It featured pretty good. But Michael Jordan had it on lock. Oh, absolutely. Anytime he walk in, it's a wrap, man. I mean, that's what it is. I've talked a lot about that. Let's get to a couple other things. What's one thing you guys are telling yourself about? What's one thing you guys are telling yourself about what you're gonna do or what you plan on doing in 2026? Don't forget to check out my other page, Faith in the Pivot After 50. That's my new YouTube page. But what are you guys thinking of? What you want to do? What rides are you trying to take? What gear are you trying to purchase? I know. Hey, let me say this. Let me say this. If you don't have a pin lock in your helmet, if you wear a full face helmet, and this is just my opinion, if you rock a full face helmet, get you a pin lock if you don't have it already. Let me see. Matter of fact, hold on. For those of you, if you know what a pin lock is this plastic thing right here. This is a plastic insert. And basically, when you breathe, like when it's raining or temperatures change, where it's cold or hot, you want a pin lock in your helmet because it won't fog up. Like, let me see. I done moved it. Let me see. It won't move. And a lot of people, I've been noticing, like, people are doing videos, but they don't have pin locks in their helmets. I don't know if you can see that, but see how it fogged up in front? I mean, it fogged up here, but not where the actual thing is. Why? I know that's kind of crazy, whatever, but if you see that, get you a pin lock for your helmet if you don't have one. I was watching somebody do a video. I was watching somebody do a video the other day, and I messaged her. I said, "Hey, do you have a pin lock?" And which he lives up north, and he said no, but I'm gonna have one before next season. And I was thinking about it. I was like, pin lock is really not a seasonal thing. If you ride and you ride in different temperatures or rain or whatever, that's something that you need on your helmet. Yeah, I mean, just pin lock. Just look it up, pin lock, and they make them for all helmets. You just put in your helmet size or whatever, or your helmet brand, and you can order one from your local motorcycle parts store or whatever. But I mean, that's just something. That's just something that you just need or whatever. Let's see. Metallic Maniac said 2026, my first track. Hey, what you riding on the track on, Metallic? What you riding on the track on? Let's see. And the tracksuit custom. Yo, so Metallic like that speed. I see that now. Yeah, excuse me for keep drinking. I just this is getting thirsty, man. Beat Counseling and Ride. Hey, Vic's chicken in the cooler. He made this cup for me. That's my Beat Counseling and Ride logo. But he made this cup. Vic's chicken in the cooler. But let's see. Oh, Jixon 750. Okay, good deal. C1s definitely get that pin lock, bro. Definitely get that pin lock. They range from like 20 something, depending on the helmet, to about 40 something, I think. But it's definitely something to have, like especially like when it rains, like when you like in the summertime, you know how you rain and the temperature drop all of a sudden, and you find yourself can't see, you open up the visor and close, open and close, and the wiping and open and close and all that stuff. Yeah, if you got that pin lock, you don't have to do that so much, but make sure that you adhere to the directions as far as how to clean it, because they scratch up really easy. The plastic is really sensitive, I guess. So yeah, so Metallic said Jixer 750. All right, yo, he like that speed. He like to drag them knees. I don't care about dragging them knees. Let's see. Gail's Mo says she was going to ride to Utah in July, but Houston is hosting FIFA, and all hands on deck for the first responders. Therefore, it's mandatory for the first responders to take that vacation. Hey, okay, Gail, you can't do it that week or in July, but there's 51 other weeks in the year. All right, I would just leave that right there. I want to get to ride to eat in Florida. Yeah, that's gonna be a good event, man. I'm kind of mad that it's so close, because shoot, I mean, so close to Atlanta, because like actually, like, hey man, look, we were like disappointed. We're like, man, it's gonna be in Florida, which is crazy, because most people be like glad that it's gonna be somewhere close, but we was like, man, hey man, it's only a 4-hour ride, So I mean, we like to have those challenges where we can get out and get some riding in or whatever. Let's see. Gail says she's gonna make GQ in May, and will be the ride to eat in October. Make sure the pin lock came with my helmet. Oh, she said she made sure that pin lock came with her helmet. She got the LS2. Okay, for the LS2, I like those LS2s, but I got a big head, so the visor's a little too close to me. Which, have I put one on? I don't know if I put one on, but I've seen like different people got different heads. I got a big head, so I don't know. I like those LS2 helmets, but I rock the Bandit modular or whatever. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, Gail, reschedule that Utah trip. Reschedule that trip. You they 51 more weeks. Don't let that be the problem. I know you got more time than that. And if you don't got more time, yeah, just figure it out. Put a couple days on with a holiday, and a holiday that's going into the weekend or coming out of the weekend, and put a couple days with it. There's ways to figure it out. And I'm talking to y'all, and I'm talking to myself too. I don't know, man. This has been a good one. Let me ask this for some of you guys, and we're about to end in a couple of minutes. But how has your riding confidence or your skills heightened? And a lot of you guys feel like y'all experts and y'all can't learn nothing. But if you don't watch Robert Simmons, I tell every new and old rider that I meet, if you don't watch Robert Simmons, you miss some good information. Now he really trains people and shows people how to ride their bikes, slow speeds, maneuver and turn and U-turns and stuff like that. And the more you practice, the more you get it. So I feel like you guys got to do it. You got to do it. I am really feeling I am really feeling this live, man. I appreciate it. This is fun. Um, let me see. See what I say. He don't pound like that, bro. I'll be making more trips to my hometown, Brooklyn. I get it. Pounding or riding hard. Riding long, riding far. That ain't for everybody. Everybody don't get it. Everybody don't want to do it. It's not for everybody. Not that they can't do it. Some people just don't care to ride. A bunch of hours at a time. Some people want to ride an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, get off the bike. Some people trailer their bike, to the spot and then ride. There's different riders, and I don't think that people talk junk all the time about different riders. You're right, and I talk junk too, but I don't. It's not public. I talk junk extra or whatever, but but that being said, ride your ride, man. Do what you want to do. As long as you're riding, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 12 hours, ride your ride. Be comfortable in what you're doing, and don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Don't let nobody shame you or make you feel any kind of way about the way you ride, the way you carry yourself, or the way you do your motorcycling. You do your motorcycling the way you do your motorcycling. If they like it, fine. If they don't, who cares? But most importantly, you like it, I love it. So do you. Let me see. My tire change okay. Michelin Power 6S. My tire change okay. Oh, okay. So you change your own tires? Oh, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Southern Boys. Speaking of shows, my son get a chance to be an actor on one of Tyler Perry shows. He said Tyler Perry fed them pretty good while he was on the set. Yeah, man. Yeah, TPS, TP over there. He got a great skill the way he does stuff. A lot of production, a lot of crew members don't necessarily like to. Which, if they can get over there now, they'll be like, "Yo, let me have it." But he filmed all his stuff really quick, so typically when our job is contract work, so when we get a contract, we want to you want to be as long as possible. That means like if you're on that production, then you ain't got to worry about getting plugged into another production. His productions, he'll shoot a whole season in 2 weeks. Whereas other productions might take 3 months to shoot the season. So that being said, you got to think about it. It's working smart. It's working smarter, not harder for him. Not necessarily working harder. It's working smarter for him, but for everybody else, it whatever. But again, the food and how they treat everybody and how they do everything is as far as food wise and crafty. I didn't even say anything about the crafty. How it's like you have like a free store like all day. With coffee, drinks, sodas, candy, cheeses, nuts, whatever. It's a great industry. Let me see. Super improve my ride. That's what's up. Hey, that's what I asked. I asked, how have you how has your confidence evolved this year? If you making that U-turn better, if you like like the speed. So if he dropping that knee a little better, then you just want a decent amount of progress in a decent amount of time. So, that's a plus. That's a plus, man. Let's see. I had the pleasure to take his classes past October. It was eye open. I'll be coming to Georgia for a private session. I see myself as a ground pounder. That's what's up, Gail. You took his class. Gail took Robert Simmons' class. Yo, that's what's happening, man. I wanted to take his class. I still want to, but I hadn't done it yet. So I'm probably me and Extra will probably sign up for it sometime and get down there to Pooler, Georgia, which is right outside Savannah. It's not that far from. Well, about 4 hours from us, so we'll get down there and take the class, which is cool. But he gives a lot of good information, man. A lot of good information. Let's see. If you haven't made Daytona, it's a must trip. We had a blast. Yeah, I've done Daytona. I haven't done it in a few years. The last time I did it last time I did Daytona, I'm gonna tell y'all we were down there when COVID hit, and we were down there, man. We were having a good time, but they had started to block stuff off, and about I think it was either Thursday or Friday, they had canceled a lot of events, pretty much all the events, because of COVID was running rampant. And I called my wife and I was talking to her and I said, yeah, we're gonna come home early because they're canceling all of the events. And my wife said, yeah. She said, yeah, your show has been canceled. You know, all day. She said they've stopped all the productions. And I was like, oh my God, come on, man. I said, yo, when did you know this? And she said, I knew like 2 days ago. And I told this was a good wife. She was like, I said, why you didn't tell me? And she said, because I knew you was having a good time and I didn't want to spoil your trip. You know, man, that was cool. I always remember that. And it was just crazy, that time down there being at Daytona because we were having a good time, but like I said, they had started shutting stuff down, and that was pretty much when the world started to shut down. It was a crazy time. Let's see. Me and Jill will be doing more trips until I upgrade. That's what's happening, Gail. Yeah, you gotta get out there and get it. To why some clubs want to know what kind of engine you have between other. Can you explain? I don't know that specific answer to that club, but I would say because I was in the club, I was in the club for 7 years. But it may be they just want to know, I guess the type of riding they do. Let me say this: if they're all cruiser club and you don't have a cruiser, then they probably want to know what kind of engine you have, as well as what size your gas tank, to know if you will be a good fit for that club. Now, example, if all of say it's a club of 12 of them, and they all got, I'm gonna say I'm on the Harley, so I'm gonna use Harley for an example. They all got road glides or street glides, which the tank is the same size. So they know, and if in most cases, the engines are about the same size. But then you have somebody that wanna join the club. They got a Suzuki, but I'm gonna just say like old bike that I remember having, a Suzuki Intruder 750 or 800. That 800 can't go as hard as those road glides and those street glides because the engine is not as large and the tank is smaller. So when you're riding with a bunch of motorcycles that are riding with like motorcycles, everybody pretty much can gas up at the same time. Even the big bore motor, even the big bores, in most cases, everybody gas up around 150. You ride 150 miles and you gas up, or between 125 150, you start looking for the gas station or whatever. But if you're on a smaller size motorcycle, that engine is not as large, then one, it may burn more gas. Two, it may not be able to keep up with the pace that they ride. Now, I hope that kind of answered your question. I can't really get in specifics about, why they want to know, what size engine, V-twin or what, but I think that may be part of it. They want to know if your motorcycle is going to match up or be compatible. If your motorcycle is going to match up or be compatible with what they're riding, or how they're riding. That, because that definitely makes a difference. If you with somebody, if you with a bunch of motorcycles that have a 5-6 gallon tank, and you on a motorcycle that has a 4-gallon tank, then they got to know, how often they got to know how often they're gonna have to stop for gas. If you got a 4-gallon tank, then roughly, I'm just estimating you're gonna need to be looking for a gas station about 80, 90 miles, versus everybody else 150 miles. So that's just that may just be something that that they're looking to get in front of, so they'll know like when they do rides. And hopefully it's a club that actually ride their motorcycles, because we know a lot of these clubs they got a lot of aspirations, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me get out of that. Let's see. I go to work right hand turns. Got to work on my right hand turns for sure. Slow speed turns ain't no joke. Slow. Hey, if you're not C1s, if you're not looking at Robert Simmons, look at him. And I don't know if you're left-handed, that I think that's just kind of a thing. If you're left-handed, you can do right-handed turns, right-handed U-turns better. If you're right-handed, you can do left-handed U-turns better. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is, but looking at Robert Simmons will definitely. And there's another guy, Joe Go. Joe Go teaches slow motorcycle maneuvers as well. Let's see. Milwaukee 8, 5 gallon was good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's what mine is a Milwaukee 8. Yeah, it should be a 6 gallon tank. If depending on, I mean, is that a road glide or street glide? It should be a 6 gallon tank. Yeah, but that Milwaukee 8, yeah, you should be straight, no problem, because the majority of guys got the Milwaukee 8 if they don't have a V twin. And then they just sometimes they just want to know what you have for whatever reasons. So this is really come in handy. Yeah, hey, guys, if y'all don't practice y'all slow speed maneuvers, start doing it. When you out riding and you go into the store, you see a church parking lot, pull in that church parking lot and do a couple U-turns. There ain't nobody in there looking at you. Just practice them. Just practice them slow maneuvers. I'm telling you, it will help you in the long run. It will give you confidence. Even when you pulling up, you pulling up to a certain area or whatever, you're already looking for, where you can turn around at. And even if you miss a turn on the street, if you practice your slow maneuver turns, you can make that U-turn with no problem a lot of times. If you practice your slow maneuvers. If you don't ever practice, you don't ever do it, then you can be almost every time you can be looking where you don't want to go and be all in that grass and dirt. So practice those slow maneuver turns, so that it's only going to help you. I mean, when you go like different places, it's only going to help you. I'm sorry, my background getting a little dark, guys, because I'm up here in my loft and the windows is getting a little dark outside. That's why it's getting darker back there. I apologize for that. May turn that light up some in a minute. I don't know. I'm gonna end it in a few minutes. Let's see. Rider Cruiser, been riding for many years. Let's see. Yes, sir. Slow skills. Riding for many years. I never thought about slow riding until I started riding cruisers. Yeah, man. So be the boss of your motorcycle. Look at it. If you don't follow him, look him up. Be the boss of your motorcycles. Be the boss of your motorcycle. Let's see. Doing right road in the club, and these boys be running 80, 90 miles per hour. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, people. Yeah, man. When you get out there cruising, bro, you think riding a motorcycle is like riding in Atlanta all the time. No, I'm gonna say that. If you riding a motorcycle, it's like riding in Atlanta all the time. Meaning the speed limit say 65, but traffic is moving at 80, all the time. So that's just a regular, here in Atlanta. Bobby Woods, brother, I hope I answered that question for you pretty good. Let's see. 89 is on sleep. But hey man, you need you might need to slow now. You know what? You do you, bro. Have you a good time. But he said 80s and 90s, he might be a little we're gonna put him to sleep. Okay. Look, we see who the Zoomers out there, the Zooms out there. Let's see. Y'all boys be riding on 5 years in. Hey man. Hey, look. Bobby, I don't know if you follow Mr. Extra. Mr. Extra ride. He been riding. I think he said like 3 years. I mean, I've been riding with him like 2 years. He been riding and he rides good. He been riding like 3 years and he pushing close to 60,000 miles. So I don't think a time limit, and I think it depends on where you're at. If you in the area that cold weather that has inclement weather, snow and all that stuff, then you're not gonna ride like we can down here in the South. Now we ride pretty much until it gets into the like mid-20s or so. After that, we kind of leave it alone because of black ice and just condensation freezing over and stuff like that. But we ride until then, year round. But it just depends on how much you want to ride. I feel that some people do you got to ride your ride. And finding somebody or finding looking at certain people like I used to follow this dude. Well, I'm still friends with him. We actually went to Texas and we met. He pulled up on me. A guy named Who Dat out of you guys might follow him on Instagram. Who Dat, man, that guy used to get on it's probably been 9-10 years now, but every day he was on his motorcycle going to work, riding into the city, going to work every day. And I was like, man, I used to use that. I used to say, man, I want to be that dude. I'm that dude now. Not Mr. K Solo. I started following him years ago. And we're friends now. K Solo got back-to-back 100,000 mile years. Meaning he rode his motorcycle 100,000 miles. The next year, January, he started again and rode another 100,000 miles. If you don't know how big of a feat that is, then you need to figure it out. Just do the math. 100,000 miles in a year. So that's what I'm saying about that. Let's see. Get some more of these comments. If viewers may not know, I'm learning to ride with one eye, so slow speed turns on my right is a challenge, but I refuse to quit. I get excited when I get it right. Hey, we all have handicaps that we got to overcome. Whether it be physical, mental, or whatever. But Gail is showing everybody, she doing it, she practicing, and she out there. Which I know her. We talk. So I mean, your limitations, don't limit yourself. Let me say that. Don't limit yourself. Let me see. Let me move this light because I hate them getting a little dark here. Hold on, guys. Now a little bit. Yeah, it's a little better. It's not as dark. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's a little dark. Yeah. So I mean, your handicap is only a handicap if you make it a handicap. How about that? Let's see. Yeah, serious veterans. No, Bobby, I think that I appreciate that, but if that's what you want to do, you make it happen. I feel that people do what they want to do, where they spend their money, where they spend their time. And again, I thank you guys for spending your time with me on this Saturday afternoon. I appreciate you. I'm going to do more lives because I like this. I'm having a good time. I'm definitely loving this. Yeah, Bobby, you in Detroit, bro. Yeah, I ain't even mad at you, bro. Y'all get like 2 days of riding weather. Nah, I'm just kidding, but yeah, man, like Detroit, you can't ride like that, like we can in the South. It's just one of those things. Like if I lived in, I probably ride 80% of the time, and drive my Jeep, 20% of the time. But if I was in Florida, I wouldn't shoot. Probably that will probably be 95 and 5. If I lived in Houston with Vic's Chicken in the Cooler, it would probably be 95.5%. So yeah, that's what it is. Um, there we go. There we go, Miss Gail. Let me see. It's the miles in the seat that matters. Learn your bike. Hey, you said a mouthful right there. You said a mouthful. Know your bike. If you don't ride your bike, you don't know your bike. So you know your bike. You learn your bike by riding your bike. The more you ride, the more you get in tune with that bike. The more you turn that radio down and listen to that motor, you can hear when something is different. When them wheels are making a noise, or you just there's something that's down there that you can't really figure it out. By you riding, or just listening to your bike, or knowing your bike, knowing what it'll do. Me and Extra got a joke, about running out of gas, like pushing the gas. I don't know if y'all seen my video. It was a while back where me and Extra was pushing, and because I knew you gotta know your bike. You gotta know when it reads 0. You gotta know how far you can go. And we was pushing it until we got up on the exit, and the gas station was like on the right hand side, and we had enough momentum that I was talking to Extra, and my bike went silent, and I looked down, and I was like, "Yo, my bike is out of gas." So I was able to coast into the store all the way up to the pump, and it stopped. I stopped short, so I had to push it up just a little bit to get there. But I mean, you ride your bike, you know your bike. Salute, Gil. Yeah, Bobby. Let me see. Should do 2. Yep. Let's see. Thanks for the feed. This was dope. Right now, it's still 80s. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's still 80s right now. Still good weather. Guys. Hey, this community. I said I wanted to just touch the community and help build the community. So I'm gonna be back for some lives. I'm about to end it. I'm gonna be back because we've been up here hour and 42 minutes. Hey, thanks everybody that's been rocking with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do more of these lives because this was fun. I really had a good time doing it. I'll see what I say. He remember that. Yeah, man. I looked there. I was talking to Extra, and I looked there. My engine was off because I had ran out of gas, bro. I had ran out. So yeah. Let's see. I ain't gonna lie. I hate riding in the cold. Did more than I want to in the club. Not in the club anymore, so it gets cold. I'm home. Hey, ride your ride. I ain't mad at you. Like, I got heated gear, the heated gloves, the heated suit, the heated the grips, the whole 9. So I get out there and still ride. If I didn't have that stuff, I wouldn't ride. I mean, plain and simple. Because I ain't out here to prove nothing to nobody. And they ain't no heroes on the motorcycle. In my book, trying to be cool, being cold. So I got, I have the right gear so I can get out there. But if I didn't, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be right at the house. Now, temperature a little bit too low for me today. So yeah, man. yeah. Hey, thank you, Metallic. Thank you. Hey, tap that like button, tap that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can even hit that share button. I'm gonna leave this live up, so hopefully other people can see it and they can share it. This has been super great. I appreciate all of you cats, man. I appreciate all you cats. Happy New Year and God bless. Brother always, hey man, I appreciate it. Let's see. What's my New Year's resolution? That's a good question. I'm gonna end it on this one, Bobby. My New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution would be I pray that my pivot and that your pivot is everything but more than you want it to be. I pray that my pivot and your pivot be more than what you want it to be. More than what I want it to be. I pray, prosperity on all of my friends, family, and followers. I pray prosperity. I pray that in these trying times that people are able to follow peace and not succumb or not to get so involved with what's going in the world that you lose sight on what God has for you in your life. And I just pray that you guys continue to have positive attitudes, positive spirits, positive mood, make positive moves, and continue to smile at people and continue to know that, God's favor is upon your life. God's favor is upon your life, and that you guys continue to grow, continue to move, continue to love your families, continue to reach out to your families and friends, and just continue to move forward in everything that you will have, that God will have you to do in your lives. So that's it. That's it. And amen. That's it. And amen. Let's see what we got here. God bless. Brother, thankful. Hey man, until next year, man. I appreciate everybody. I probably won't go I probably won't go live until the new year. Probably won't go live until the new year. But at the same time, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can hit that link right there. I just started that. I drink coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. I'm not a big proponent of asking people for stuff, but hey, you see it's right there on the screen. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys sticking in with me. I appreciate you guys for hanging on. Keep hanging on. Keep trusting in God. Keep moving forward. And my name's LT. This is Views on Twos. And as always, be nice, smile at somebody, and ride every day. Until next time, guys. Thanks so much.